Pour the roast, let's talk about the day. Laughing even if it goes astray.
Welcome to?
Well, I thought it was funny!
G'day, folks. The time is 10:10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time on the 8th of May, 2026. And of course, that would be the 9th for our friends on the other side of the planet there. Hello to everyone out there. Big hello to that city with the most community members worldwide. That city being Melbourne, Australia. I hope you're all doing well today. My name is Lee. I'm the guy that started this community of ours. And welcome to what I think we should call Coffee Time with Lee. I hope you're all doing fantastic today. And I'm not going to ask you if you're doing amazing, because I already know you are amazing. And how do I know that? Our community here of Well, I Thought It Was Funny. It was not amazing until you got here. It is amazing now. You do the math. Comes up you being amazing. Cheers. I hope, as I said, I'll start off by repeating myself. I hope you are doing fantastic today. It is Friday here, of course, Saturday for those folks in Melbourne. All right, enough of that. Maybe enough of that. Might throw some more in later. Yeah, so Friday, how was your week? Or Saturday? How has your week been? How is your weekend going? If you are, in Sydney or one of those places like that down under. Let us know, please. Come on, I need something to talk about, my friends. And you know how you can do that? You can leave a comment on today's video. It's that easy. A little tiny note. Hey, man, things going great. Hey, man, I got attacked by a water buffalo today. I really hope not. I just want to know what's going on in your life, my friends. I want to know what makes you tick. I want to know what makes you laugh. I want something to talk about in our videos, my friends. So please share a little today. And if you're not even going to do that, can you do this? Can you please click the like button or whatever button you want to click? And if you are watching on YouTube or something like that, hey, how about click that subscribe button? All right, enough of trying to sell myself. Until later. Yeah. So what's happening today? I'll tell you what's happening in my life today. I am working a fantastic concert tonight. That's right. I am going to be working the Triumph concert. Triumph being one of the greatest hard rock bands of all time. They are a Canadian power trio. They were in retirement for quite a while. They come out of retirement for this tour, and I am looking forward to it. Like I said, I'm working the concert. Hopefully I get a section. I do work at the Scotiabank Saddledome here in Calgary. I work for the Calgary Flames organization. Now, what I say does not reflect anything that the company has to say or anything. I'm just telling you what I'm doing and where I'm doing it and why I'm doing it. So that's what I'm doing this evening. It's going to be great. I am a little tired right now, feeling a little rough. I didn't sleep great last night. I don't know why. It just happens sometimes, right? So, wow, was me. If that's the worst problem in my life is really good, right? So yeah, working tonight. And speaking of work, I want to do a shout out to a guy that I work with. He works in food service at the Saddledome. His name is Mark Schmalz, or Schmalz. I hope I get it right one of the two ways. Probably Mark Schmalz. And, he's always got a joke for me. And he started telling me jokes. He'd see me in the lunchroom. He'd tell me a joke. He'd say, I got a joke for you. He'd always have a couple of jokes for me. He started emailing me a few jokes here and there. And I finally asked him, you watch my videos, don't you? He goes, watch them at supper every time they're on. I said, excellent. So thank you so very much, Mark. I really appreciate the jokes you tell me. And I love the fact that you are out there telling people jokes, because making people laugh is a good thing. And folks, you do that. You do that all the time with the stuff you share in this community of ours. Like with this community of ours, we're sitting at over 940,000 group members. Well over 940,000 group members. We do have two communities. One of them is over 930,000, and the other one is over, it's about 13,000 or so. That's a lot of people, right? Well, you folks are making a lot of people laugh with everything you share here. So you're making the world a little bit better. And Mark, you're doing the same thing by making people laugh. So I want to say thank you very much. I had to give this guy a shout out. He's a great guy. I don't know him that well. I just know him from work, but he's always willing to share a joke, folks. So be like Mark. Make somebody laugh today, please. Actually, you already are making people laugh, my friends. What am I talking about? So yeah, thank you to that. Also going to do a shout out to Michelle Finnerty. Michelle Finnerty, she used to be our top poster in this community, and she's been a member from almost day one. she was one of our mods. Now Facebook has been giving her a hassle, so she said, "Screw you, Facebook," like a lot of people do sometimes, and I totally get it. It's frustrating, but Michelle's still watching the videos on YouTube, and you're right, Michelle. Those jokes were horrible. But thanks for watching, Michelle. You rock. You know, you can still share some photos and stories if you feel like it, Michelle. Totally get it if you don't want to, because life is busy. But we do have that email address at admin at Well I Thought It Was Funny, and I'd love to hear from you. But just the fact that you're watching is great, Michelle. I hope things are going great. So yeah, there's a couple of shout outs there. I'm working a concert tonight. And you know, after tonight, I don't have anything scheduled at work until the 18th. That's 10 days away. It's a quiet time right now. All of our sports teams that aren't football, their seasons are done, and football really starts on the 18th, and that's just a preseason game, although it's going to be a big one. So I got nothing going on. I'm going to have a lot of empty days. Well, not empty days, just not filled with official work. Now, folks, if you're in Calgary or if you're on the interwebs and you want somebody with a voice or something like that, let me know. I'd be happy to help you out there. I'm also great customer service. Just trying to sell myself, folks. But yeah, that's what I've got going, and that's what I don't have got going for the next 10 days. And that's horrible English, but I think you know what I'm talking about. And there's our shout outs. You know, I want to see some photos, my friends, if you can. Please. Love to see photos of your pets, your plants. Maybe you got a collection. Maybe you saw something funny out there and you snapped a picture with your phone. I'd love to get your input. Let's fill up these videos with something interesting, and you are interesting. So why don't you be the one that we fill it up with, my friends? So come on. Yeah, remember, we do have that triple dog, triple cat, triple hog, triple bat, triple any creature you consider a pet. Dare to send in pet photos. Send those to admin at wellitheightitwasfunny.com. Please. Love to share photos of your pets too. Thanks. In fact, speaking of that, one of our cats just on the counter. I heard them jumping down. Why don't I throw a quick couple of photos of our cats right now? Couple of cutie pies, eh? Morrison's the long-haired brown tabby, and Thatcher's that cute little black cat. All right. Let's see some of your photos, my friends. Please, please, please. And all right. So what else we got going here? I want to make sure I don't miss anything. I already complained about not working. Told you I'm working the Great Triumph. We had a couple of shout-outs there. Oh, yeah. What are your favorite movies and TV shows? Want to hear that? I got an idea, a germ of an idea for maybe a little featurette, but I need your input. I've heard from my friend Michael. I've already heard from my friend Michael at work. I also heard from Lizzie Grant that one of her favorite shows was The Brady Bunch, but what are your favorite movies and or TV shows, my friends? Leave a comment on today's video or send that to me at admin@wellitheightitwasfunny.com. Please, I'm not the boss of you. All right. So, folks, I begged you. I've told you what I got going and what I don't got going. So I think it's time we get to the featured posts. Now we do have 4 featured posts today. I've got one from Kathy Gifford, got another one from Michael Craig Trotter, and then one from Liz Bezold Saleo, and then one from me. I'm sorry, it was just one that made me laugh, and I think it made a few of you folks laugh. So let's start off with Kathy Gifford's post. Going to bring that up right now, and I've seen this before, but I don't care. This really makes me laugh. Great visual. I'll just shut up. Sorry. Thanks, Kathy. That's awesome. Next one comes from Michael Craig Trotter. You never know. Thanks, Michael. Now, next one is from Liz Bezold Saleo. I have the opposite problem. I don't really want a lot of people come to approach me out there, but apparently I'm very approachable looking. Thanks, Liz. And this next one is from me. Now, I didn't make it. I just found it and shared it. Kind of a Star Wars thing. Would have been good maybe 3 days ago. 4 days ago. I don't know my math. Sorry. Sorry for shaking the screen. Just put my coffee down. All right. I'm not going to thank myself because that's stupid, but I will definitely thank Liz. I'm going to thank Michael. I'm going to thank Kathy. And I'm going to thank you folks. It's your posts that have made us so successful here. It's you being funny that has made so many people laugh. And you have made us what I call the funniest city on the internet. Population us. Funny people in a funny place making people laugh. Lots of people. And with that, well, I'm going to share some bad jokes. A pirate walks into a bar with a paper towel in his head. The bartender says, "Hey, what's up with the paper towel?" And the pirate says, "Arr, I've got a bounty on me head." Sometimes somebody walks into your life unexpectedly, raises your heart rate, and changes everything. Those people, they're called the police. I have this irrational fear of the number pi. What does the Starship Enterprise and toilet paper have in common? They both circle Uranus looking for Klingons. I was surprised when my neighbor told me he was a retired dog walker. I mean, don't working dogs need to walk also? I sure hope you got a couple of chuckles from today's jokes. I've got some people to thank too. I gotta thank Michael Lawrence. I gotta thank Rolly Flores. I gotta thank Gregory Gross. And I gotta thank Denise Prentice for our first 4 jokes. That 5th joke is one that I just heard out there somewhere, friends. And if you've got jokes you want me to tell, leave them as a comment on today's video, or please send them to me via email at jokes@wellithoughitwasfunny.com. I want to tell your jokes, folks. And you know I am here 4 days a week, my friends, with a fresh batch of these stale jokes for you. If you are getting a little chuckle in the morning or maybe some mirth in the afternoon and you'd like to show your appreciation, please consider dropping a couple bucks in our tip jar at donate.wellithoughitwasfunny.com. But the most important thing that I want you to keep laughing, my friends. Want to help us out and look good at the same time? Head over to store.wellithoughitwasfunny.com, where we've got t-shirts, hoodies, 3/4 sleeve rock shirts, we got coffee cups, we've got to-go cups, we've got stickers. Check it out today, folks. That's store.wellithoughitwasfunny.com. I know that you can come up with some jokes, folks. Come on. My last joke, the one that I found, oh, you've got something better than that, please. All right, enough of that. I think I'm going to wrap things up, but I do want to say thank you again, folks, for making us what we are, the funniest city on the internet. I know I said that just before we went to the jokes, but I want to reiterate that. We've got more people here than a lot of cities have population, and that is incredible. I've never expected it, but I was definitely not going to take it for granted. Life is fleeting, and so is Facebook, but you folks rock, and I love what we created here. I love that we make so many people laugh. Thank you. Something I've always wanted to do in my life is make people laugh, and you folks have made that happen. You rock. Yeah, I'm going to be here again in a couple of days. I really hope you are too, and I hope we've got some stuff to share. I hope you do. Drop some comments in the video. Hope you hit the like button, please, or whatever button you think is appropriate. And yeah, just have a great couple of days, my friends. Cheers.
Well, I thought it was funny.
Well, I think it was funny.
Well, I thought 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 it was funny.